So I've got a tiny tournament scheduled later tonight, and I need to make some quick and dirty gear modifications. So let's get started. First thing I'd like to do is modify this piece right here. I'm gonna dye this into a target pattern. We're gonna put some concentric circles. So I'm gonna grab my compass, I believe is the name of the tool, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is locate the center. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is cut this out of here so it's easier to work with. Whoop! Still whacking my camera, unfortunately. Okay, so I need... Where's that tool? Okay. Just going to quickly orient this down a little bit so you can't see me walking around the table. I'm going to walk around the table. Okay, we'll take our handy dandy X-Acto knife and just cut these out of here real quick. Okay, it should be easy to remove just like that. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna locate my center with this compass here, and it looks like it's probably about right there. It's going to be arbitrary, whatever looks the best. Okay, and I'm going to do concentric circles on this. They're going to be black and red. So let us start with, what do you think, red at the center? Yeah, red at the center sounds about right. Okay, let's make that about half an inch. They're not going to be perfect, but that's all right. Okay, so if you're looking for perfection, you've probably come to the wrong place. And I'm going to try to orient it so that I get concentric circles around these, because these are about evenly spaced. So I want to try to make the thread the same color as the circle. That is what I would like to do. Okay, so let's make it an inch now. Okay, let's see if that is about what we're looking for. And give it a little bit more. Okay. Oh yeah, that'll do about... Okay. So the goal of this is to be a little bit silly, and when I feel like being a little cheeky, I'm going to be lifting my kilt or skirt just a little bit and exposing my knee. I know, how scandalous. And that's kind of a, see this target? Come get me kind of dealio. Okay, so now we've got that one. Let's expand this to, let's say, 2 inches, or whatever this next step is for these. Yeah, just under 2 inches. Okay, so let's draw that one like this. You know what, let's make that a tiny little bit smaller, because I think we can get away with. Let's adjust that to just be in the middle of this stitching hole. Oh yeah, there we go. It doesn't really matter that we have that extra other line there. You can barely see it. It's going to become more obvious as the thing goes on. You know what, let's even expand that just a tiny little bit more. Oh yeah, there we go. That's going to be perfect. Okay, I'll just have to pay attention. Beautiful, to which hole I used. Okay. Okay, I'll just have to pay attention to which thread I'm using. Also, okay, so for this, it doesn't really matter that I'm scraping the leather, because this is going to get tooled out. Okay, and then I can make the preceding concentric circle the next level. And once I get to a certain distance, I'm just going to make the whole thing the same color at the very end. Oh yeah, that'll be beautiful. It'll be just big enough to get the message across, and then the rest of it can be one homogeneous color. In fact, I might just scrape this enough along here to really drive the message home, so that I can just use the beveling tool to really accentuate that cut. Because why not combine steps? You know, I suppose it helps if I actually show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, that's nice right there. And I might add a cap here just to add some emphasis. Yeah, who cares if the holes or the who cares if the rings aren't uniform distance from each other? That's part of the charm. Part of the charm. Okay, yeah, I really have to get used to holding my hands a little bit further away. Okay, make sure that needle is in the track, and let's give it some little cutting motions there. Again, all of these are just little tips, tricks, and techniques that I am using to make my life a little bit easier with this wacky and wild weirdo kit that I'm putting together. Okay, just a little bit more. There we go. Let's add a little bit of oomph to that track. The next thing I want to do might be to enhance the lighting in here, but we can deal with that later. Right now, this will do. Okay, there we go. Get that just nice and cozy at home in that little track. Yeah, it's so shallow that I'm having a little bit of trouble. Okay, now we've got concentric circles, uneven concentric circles for a target. You know, while we're at it, we may as well even this thing out a little bit. So, I'm just gonna make a nice little straight-ish line across here. Okay, maybe even a little bit further up to kind of bring it in line like that. Ooh, little snag there. Okay. So generally speaking, I wouldn't say it's a good idea to pull a knife towards yourself. But this stuff is so thick that you can get away with it for just a little bit before you really gotta get those digits out of the way. Okay, start the cut. Okay, notice my thumb is now out of the way of the knife. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, clean that up a little bit in a sec. Okay, usually you want to have this. You know what, let me just round this over. Why don't I clean this up a little bit more? Okay, make this a little more even, because it is, as far as you can see, it's a little more wonky on the outside. Let's just say, do it like that. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be decent. Because again, this is me upgrading my temporary kit. Eventually, I'm going to make something real nice and fancy. And that is going to take a little while. But until that's done, we can make some temporary upgrades. Oh yeah, that looks way better already. Way better already. Okay. Let's take this side in just a little bit, make it a little more evenish. A little more aesthetic while we're at it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Toss that in the trash. Okay, let's determine using this. Okay, how far away from the edge that this is. Okay, the nice thing about this is a lot of precision manufacturing or precision making doesn't actually involve a ton of measuring. A lot of it is just taking reference points and then using those reference points as to then score or mark out your points. Okay, that looks nice. We got that one there, and let's use this one as a pivot over here. Okay, and of course I'll round the edges a little more. Oh yeah, that's going to look way better like that. Okay, let's just put this knife through the little score line, and once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to clean it up a little bit once we're done. Okay, hopefully this is pretty quick as well. Alright, now where's that strop? I want to clean this up. Oh yeah, I put it in the drawer. Doesn't hurt anytime your knife gets even a little bit dull, because you want to be working with as sharp a blade as possible to just re-hone it. Oh yeah, you can feel the difference already. That is some good stuff, and that is most of the way through already. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, now we can go like that, and just ride the blade in that score, or deep score, I suppose. And yeah, because you can see I'm cutting toward my thumb, but because this is already so scored, and I'm not gliding it anymore, I'm just kind of using my thumb to rock back and forth in the score line. I'm not really in danger of slicing myself. Okay. Yeah, now we have that little edge there. Let's just knock that off again. Okay, once again, got my thumb out of the way. Good stuff. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's just give a couple cuts there to smooth that off. Okay, and a couple here, just a couple tangent cuts to really make that look a little nicer. All right. Okay, now we're going to do the same scores on the other side. Okay, and I think with this one, because we can get a little flatter, I might be able to just cut all the way through it with it on, oh yeah, on the table, like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, flatten that out a little more. Beautiful. Okay, just that a couple of tangent cuts to make it look nice and deliberate, like. Oh yeah, that is way nicer already. Okay. Yes, that looks way better. Despite the fact that it's a little uneven. That's okay. Alright, now I'm going to get my edge beveler, and I'm going to bevel these edges so they're nice and round over. Okay, so push things out of the way, wouldn't want to get caught in here. Okay, now the other side. Arguably the more important side, because this is going to be a side facing me. I don't care if other people get the sharp edges of my leather stuff. I am the one who needs to be protected, really, from the sharp edges. Otherwise it'll make this real uncomfortable to wear, and that is no good. How are we doing for time? Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Knock those sharp edges off like that. Okay, perfect, perfect. Other side, knock those off like that. Okay, get rid of all this junk. Okay, now it is time to dye this. All right, so, oh, there's a sharp edge right here. Got to deal with that too. Okay, nice. And then just hold that up. That, knock that side off. Get that sharp edge right there. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. The other thing I need to do is make some extenders for this thing right here. These are a little bit too tight. I have a really hard time getting them on my jacket. You know what, I'm going to show you. Jacket putting on noises in the background. Okay, so here's what I'm working with. Got this cup right here, and I put this on over like this. Slide this piece here underneath the cup and pull this through, and that actually sits and fits quite nicely. The trouble is it's not anchored to anything, so it is constantly sliding down my arm. And yeah, I'm constantly having to take my gloves off and reset it, which is a huge pain, and I would rather not have to do that. For now, if I want to do all of this, I might just have to, yeah, I might just have to grit and bear it and just attach this here and put a hole in it. Okay. Ideally, I'd do some more testing to see where exactly I need to put the hole. But I actually think I can get away with... marking this and then just using an over-length post to Yeah, I think I can just get, I think right now I can get away with just marking this and using an overlength post, drilling through this cup here, using an overlength post to secure it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Because really, like, I don't want to put too much work into these. I was gonna cut out a piece of fabric and just cover this to give them a little more length, but if these stay in place without needing to do that, I think that solution would actually be ideal. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get started on that. Right, just gotta take this off. You know, I need to try to mark this. Need to try to mark that. Show where it is on this cup, because I want it up as far as possible. Okay, so I am going to go stand in front of the mirror for a sec. You're not going to see me, but that's okay. It doesn't make for good live, but I need access to a mirror so that I can get the placement of this mark just right. Okay, so I'm taking this off. I really want this to work out tonight. Am I going to be able to? Okay, well, let us try a different way. We're gonna take this off. Pull this out of here. Out of here, use a really long one. Extra long screw post. Is this going to go all the way through? It might not. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to need an extra long one. Put this back up here. So we're going to use this. And I'm going to use one of the older tricks. Put this back on. Put this on where I'd like it, and then I'm going to rub it on the inside until I leave an impression. Okay. Hopefully that leaves a little mark in there. It didn't. Alright. Let's try again. Because I really want this to go all the way up in there like that. Leave a nice impression. Okay, if I do that, it's going to sit nicely in place. Okay, let's see if I can't take this off. Okay. And I really can't see up in there. Nope. That's not going to work. How am I going to manage to do this? Okay. So I think I can do that, and then I can just, do we got it? Am I able to, okay, I think I'm able to really try to mark that. Let's see, did it work? Did I get a mark on the inside? Oh, I think I did. I think that was a success. Well, either way, I'm gonna have to try to go for it, because otherwise this is gonna be a huge pain, and it's gonna be less than ideal. So let us attempt to drill through here. I've got to make sure that the bit is big enough to get one of these posts through. Yeah, I can always play. I can always give it a little bit of play. Okay, taking a huge risk. If this doesn't work out, I can always get the cup replaced. Or I'll just have to go all in it to win it with my other endeavor. Okay, so I'm going to push that. Okay. Now, does this head go through there? Now we gotta expand it just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I guess it should be just a tiny little bit bigger. So let's use the next bit size up and just expand that a tiny, tiny little bit. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, now I'm going to have to get that thread to engage properly. Oh, which might be challenging to say the least. Okay, Get some nice long thread posts. Okay, now I think I can put this whole thing on. Oh, I think we're in business now. I think we are in business now. Okay, let's test fit this real quick. Okay. That does mean that these will have to basically live on here, but I am comfortable with that. Because at the end of the day, it really should... I should really engage these locks if I'm going to do videos on here. Okay. Okay, locks on. Whoop. Gotta remember to put this elastic through here so that it can sit where it's supposed to. Yeah, this is a pretty significant kit upgrade if it works out. Okay. Because I'm constantly having to futz with these things that won't stay in place. It is a huge pain in the butt. Huge pain in the butt. And if this has resolved the issue, my temporary kit will be significantly more pleasant to use. Okay. Now, if you're telling yourself, you should have given yourself a little more slack with these knots. You know, you're probably right. You are probably right. Okay, so put a nice little reef knot in there. Let's see if I can put this on now. Yay. Okay. Need a little bit of trouble putting that on. Oh. I think we might be cooking with gas. I think we might be cooking with gas. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thinking that's nice and oh. Okay, so it does limit my mobility just a tiny little bit, but the odds of me ever needing to lock out my arm like that are pretty low. And especially once my future upgrades, yeah, I don't think that's going to be sliding down much. It can only go so far. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. That is so good. Yeah, I'm going to call that a success. We're going to call that a success. Okay, but this should motivate me to continue on my journey to improve these, because I do need to improve this kit still. Okay, so we've got one firmly in place. That's the important one. So we don't have to futz around with our freaking collar, not collar, cuffs all the time. Excellent, excellent. The gloves will stay in place. How are we doing for time? We are doing great for time, actually. Now I just need to... Oh, am I going to be able to dye that thing? I think I am. I think I'm going to have time to do everything. If I really rock it. Okay. Okay, let's take this one out. Okay, quickly replace that post with one of these nice long ones. Ooh. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Put these back in a little drawer where they're supposed to go. I'm going to grab one of these extra long posts. Okay, and let's start test fitting this one. This one I think is going to be a bit harder to get through and put on. I'm really going to have to kind of futz with it. But that is a-okay. If I can come up with a solution to get this nice and in place properly. Ooh, okay, that's no good. So I've got to push that through. Right. Can't shake this off. Get that in the right place. Okay, good, good, good. Now, hike that underneath here. Push that up where it's supposed to go. Push this into place. And okay, good, good. Okay, that's hidden under there. So this one should probably also be hidden under there like that. Okay, and then I push that as hard as I can onto the cup. Okay, to really leave an impression. Take that off. Come on, come undone. Yeah, I did this nice and tight so that it wouldn't come undone easily. Okay, that's one knot. 2 knots. Okay, now let's see. Did I get an impression on here? Yes, right there. Okay. Beautiful. Make sure our bit is pressed nice and firmly in there so that we don't skip around. Start the drill nice and slowly. Make sure my fingers aren't on the other side. And then we can start. Then we can drill, baby, drill. I think my other drill bit might be a little sharper. Yeah, you know what, let's drill a pilot with the other bit, because it appears to be much sharper. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Okay, let's put that cup in here. Okay. Okay, set that there. I'm going to make these very difficult to take off, but let's just not think about that, alright? Okay, take off the jacket to put the cup back on. Okay, you can see here how distorted that is, so that means this is the right one to put it through. Okay. Put this on here. Oop, can't forget the elastic. Put this all the way through here. Yes, I realize this is going to make the jacket a little bit more difficult to take on and put off. Or put on and take off. You're going to have to be really committed to wearing this, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Oh yeah, we got lots of time left. We got lots of time. Okay, so left over right. Nice snug pull. Right over left. Okay, put that in place and let's try this baby on. I suspect, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get it on and off. Which in the future I might have to. Definitely going to want to give myself a little bit more wiggle room here. But that is a-okay. That is a-okay. Because it should, in theory, stay in place now that it's anchored properly. Oh, great. Okay. Okay. Oh, by no means is it perfect. I think I may have put the hole. Did I? No. Put it in the same place. Did I use the wrong line? Okay, let's check in the mirror. It's a little bit off, but it stays in place. And that is really what I'm after. Ooh, knocked my camera there. It's a little bit off, but it stays in place, and that's really what I was after. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. It's not too difficult to take off. Hopefully it's not difficult again when I'm sweaty. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Because I am going to be wearing a synthetic shirt that is fairly easy to take on and off. Okay, and now I'm going to be using an anvil. Do I use the extender? No, it should be fine like this. To do the carvings on here. This is a pep tool planishing anvil, and I think it'll do the trick for our purposes. Okay. Let me get that nice and wet. Then we're going to take our handy dandy maul and get, just going to lower this table a little bit. How are we doing for time? Oh yeah, we still got lots of time. Okay, then we're going to get to carving this out. Which one am I going to use? This one? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use, I'm going to use these. You can see there's a little bit of a texture on here, and that is exactly what I am after. Is that going to be sharp enough for the inside there? Nope, I need to use one that is slightly sharper. Oh yeah, that should do. Should do real nicely. Okay, I'm going to use my new fancy handy dandy boom arm and just raise this up a little bit. Whoop! Too much raising. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let us get started with this job right here. Yeah, this is going to be quick and dirty. Let's get a little bit more light. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so now I should be able to switch to this one for the next ring. Okay, I only have time to do this because I really only have one weapon that I'm going to be using. So I only need to worry about packing one set of gear. If I had multiple things, I should really move some of this out of here. Otherwise it's just going to keep vibrating on the table constantly. Okay, get all of this stuff out of here. Get rid of anything that doesn't really need to be on this table. All right. Let's add a little bit of moisture. Okay, so black, red, black, red, black. Red, black, red, black. So red, black, red, black. Red? Yeah, that works. Ooh, starting to cut a little close. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly check what time the division we're going to be in actually starts. Because I could benefit from a little bit more time. Okay, gonna get an answer as soon as the others finish. So no set time. Okay, so that should give us a little bit of time to work with. Let me see here. Let me see. Do I have an appropriate meme for this? You had to guess roughly. Okay, almost done. Couple more hammer strikes. Okay, not the prettiest thing I've ever done, but it'll do. It'll do. Okay, get rid of this. Have to use my drill to push those holes back out. I definitely need a little bit more time to put that back on. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all this other stuff. Just toss it off to the side for now. Don't have time for the fires of Mount Doom. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that. Toss, toss. Put you over here where you belong. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to bring out the dyeing sheet again because we're going to do some more dyeing. Just grab myself another dauber. So we're going to do, what was it? Red, black, red, black, red. Or should it be black, red, black? Yeah, the red one's got to be in the middle. That's just how it is. I suspect this is going to take more dye than I have in here, because this stuff is thirsty. A little bit of a buff. Just wet it a little bit before we start. Apparently it helps it take the dye on. You're also supposed to deglaze, but yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay. Ooh, wow. Yeah, that does work. That helps it absorb more evenly into the substrate, as opposed to just drinking it up. Okay, this is a good technique. I think I'm gonna have to use this for future projects. Yeah, you can see where I didn't wet it as much. It is just soaking the dye right up. But the spots where I did wet it, it is nice and consistent. There's a little bit of that. And of course I'm going to get this on my hands. But unlike other times, I'm not going to put this on the inside. I'm just going to do the edges. Oh, it's just soaking that dye up. Yes, and if you're wondering, is it going to look like I killed somebody? Yes. Yes, it is. It's very much going to look like I killed somebody. But that is alright, because it is worth looking like you killed somebody to have a cool Edgy Boy target kneecap, as one does. Okay, that actually looks really good. I'm not going to say I'm surprised at how good it looks, because I am extremely talented. But it is, you know what? Let's screw it and really try to drive the red dye home. Okay. What we got? Right. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Excellent. We've got a little black dye dropper here. And the way I usually do this is I store my black dye, because this stuff is so freaking, like, black dye just overpowers everything. I usually store it in these little droppers, and then I use this thing right here as a storage, as a little, like, you know, vessel for it. What do I need? I need some Kleenex, because this is going to get everywhere if I don't take care of it right away. If I were in fact what you call an intelligent individual, I'd have all this stuff on hand within arm's reach, but I am not. You cannot accuse me of being smart. Okay, where's my paintbrush? Dye brush? What did I do with it? I know I put that funny little cap back on it, but what did I do? Where did it go? What did I do with your dye paintbrush? Yeah, put it somewhere funny, out of reach, out of sight, out of mind. Usually put you back in the same place every time, so I don't have this issue. It would appear I failed to do that this time. Let me go over here, my other tools that I've just been kind of... Yes, you definitely... Okay. So, let me get that planishing stand again. Ah! Turns out I didn't actually tighten the set screw enough. So, you know what? Let's be double fancy and use the where's that driver? Well, let's find a tool we do have, which is the screwdriver. We can use that to loosen this. Like here, raise this camera gantry up a little bit, put that right there. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Let's use the set screw to actually set this thing in place. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Right, that is a nice respectable height. Okay. Alright, so red, black, red, black, red. So we're going to do the second ring in black. That should be pretty quick, actually. Oh yeah, it doesn't take much. So this dye actually absorbs really well when it's a liquid instead of just a weird goopy, semi-solidified slop, because it's been in a container that wasn't quite sealed for way too long, and it's just kind of turned into gunk. Yeah, I know my hands are going to get a little bit red. That is a-okay. Not something I'm going to obsess over. Okay, let's get this inner edge out of the way quickly so that I can worry about the finer detail work of the outer edge, the outer limit, if you will. I gotta say, I really do enjoy doing this before classes. I think I'm going to have to make a habit of it. That means my live schedule is going to be once every few weeks when there's some kind of class or tournament coming up. It lights a fire under my tushy and it motivates me to actually do stuff. I think at some point in the future I'll have to make a video on that arm, to do a time-lapse video of that last live stream. Okay, so the second one. Okay. Yeah, I know this probably isn't super interesting for my non-live audience, or for my live audience, but that's okay. There are literally 0 of you. I think I'm gonna have to consider switching to a different venue for this. Twitch, maybe? We'll see. We will see, because I think this could actually be fairly interesting on something like Twitch, because most of this is just kind of off the cuff. What time is it? Okay, still got a fair amount of time. Right, yep. We're going to put a few more drops, black dye in here. Okay, we're immediately going to clean it off with our toilet paper. Good. Close that up so I don't actually accidentally spill all over myself. That would be unfortunate. You know, it's bad enough getting black dye on you because you have to. Getting black dye on you because you're just a dummy. It kind of stings right in the ego. Just makes you feel real silly. Like, I could have avoided this, but my hubris is a good word, hubris. I was so hubristic that I didn't. Why did I think I could avoid getting dye all over myself? I could have avoided getting dye all over myself, but I didn't. Because I thought I was too clever. You're almost never too clever to get dye all over yourself, as I have learned. Well, I might not be that clever, which is probably why I get dye all over myself. Okay, that's starting to look real nice. Okay, now let us do the other edges in reverse order. Oh yeah, that's way easier like that. Oh no, I got a little bit of black dye there. Okay, nobody's gonna notice. Beautiful. I gotta say, this is my favorite brush for black dye, and I'm sure you can see why. It just handles so nicely. Yeah, I got a little bit on there. It's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna push this up in here. This is an old Bix pen that I hollowed out. Okay. There's some little spots of white that are bugging me. So we're gonna make sure we do our technique properly and push out from there. Out. Yeah. Okay, now this is covered in black dye and red dye, and because I don't want this getting all messy all over the place, I'm just going to sop up the rest of it. And this is all, I'm going to cap this red off right now so it doesn't get anywhere. Got this all capped off, and this is all going to go in the garbage. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to throw this on the fan real quick. Okay, I'll do a little bit of a cleanup. Get rid of this. Get this stuff away. And now we're going to get out the sewing kit again. But first we have to put some finisher on there. Okay, next time I'm going to try to not over dye this, because as you can see the black is rubbing off a little bit, but that's okay. It's going to be good enough for our purposes. We're going to use some satin sheen. Normally I wouldn't, because this stuff is kind of glossy, but that's okay. It's going to be hidden most of the time. We seal up those edges. You know, I almost like this stuff more than I like the Wrestling, because I feel like it is a little bit more consistent, even though it kind of futs this up. Okay, I'm going to quickly throw this back on the fan. Then we are going to get to sewing. I think you usually put a couple more layers on here. You know what? I'm going to do that. This is one of those water-based finishes where you just kind of put it on until it doesn't take any more. So generally speaking, you want to mix your finish types. If you're using an alcohol dye, you want to use a water-based finish so that it won't dissolve and mix. If you're using a water-based dye, you want to use an oil type finish. As you can see, this is drying fairly quickly. Quickly close that up. Okay. Red. Do I have red thread? Did my friend remember to bring my red thread back? I don't think he did. That's okay. I have a backup red thread. Do I have a backup red thread? I don't have a backup red thread. Oh no! Well, there's Actually, I think I have a little bit. Oh, yeah, I've got just enough. Just enough. Put this away. Yeah, this stuff is real thick. Okay. Okay, I also need to cut a little bit more of this. Cut this in angles just so that I can get it through the needle. Yep, there we go. Okay, put it in an angle so we can thread the needle. And I'm going to have to really muscle this to get it through, I think. Whoop. All right. I suspect I'm going to have to use some of this one. It's not even really quite finished drying. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But it is easy because I'm not going to have to go through many holes. Each one of these is actually just going to go through one time each. Okay. Pull through there. Okay, this is some advanced sewing techniques. Just going to push this needle right through where that other one is. Okay, and it'll come out in a similar spot. Okay, nice, nice. Then we're just going to push it all the way through there. Pull it through. Snug that up like that. We're just going to push it through again a couple times. And that is going to have to be good enough. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof, all this crap. You really should keep your workspace nice and clean. It helps a lot. Okay. Give that a nice tightening there. What are you going to do? Give this a little snip. Then we're going to use a lighter to melt it into place. Beautiful. Okay, that should be good enough for that one. Do the same thing on this side. There's a lot of lights, and then quickly melt it into place. Yeah, nice and merged with the rest of it. Okay, get that up there like that. Okay, use this one. Yeah, I'm only going to be using one needle this time. This one, just bust that off there real quick. Okay, what are we on for time? Okay. Probably going to be a tiny little bit late. Well, hopefully not. If you're not a little late, are you even living? Shouldn't last more than half an hour. Okay, freak. Oh, come on. Why? You should always be in a hurry, but if you rush things, they tend not to work out super well. Okay, 2, there we go. To buckle my shoe. Okay. Yeah, I really only need the 2. I don't think I'm going to bother with the black thread this time. I can do that another time. You know, now that I think about it, it was probably silly to do the red thread instead of the black, but whatever. I wasn't thinking straight. Let's just chalk it up to that. Okay. Beautiful. This is going to be permanently joined on here regardless. Okay. This really just needs to be on there long enough to protect me. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of space in there. Okay, so we're going to do one more through here. That should round out the sewing portion of this live stream. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Gives a little snippy snip and melty melt. Okay, beautiful. Now that is perfectly wearable. It should stay in place nice and fine. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready now. Thanks for joining me for this kit smash, if you will. If you did, which I doubt you did, because there's no one watching. But it got me motivated to do my thing. So, have a great day. And we will see you next time.